Hi, I'm Lisa Chittero, and we're just about to get started with the 2018 Adopt-A-Palooza. It's the fourth one. Each year it becomes more popular and it gets bigger. So let's go inside. Let's meet the wonderful rescues. Let's meet the animals that are looking for their forever homes that we can hear barking and we know their tails are wagging. And let's meet Animal Services. We're here with Sarah Brown with Animal Services. Hey Sarah, nice to see you again.
You too.
What is the mission of Animal Services?
Well, our mission really is to protect the public from the stray animals out there and really serve public safety. But we're really trying to embrace the softer side of Animal Services. So we're really working on fosters, adoptions, bringing people into the facility to show that we're really going above and beyond for our animals there, and we really truly care.
And Sarah, you've shown that since you've been with Animal Services. I've had the pleasure working with you, being friends with you. You've done a phenomenal job for this community and for our animals. This is the fourth annual Adopt-A-Palooza. What is the goal for this year? It gets bigger and better every year. This year's no disappointment. Tell us, what is the goal this year?
Well, to go home empty-handed for certain. We want to adopt out as many animals as we can today. But we also just want to get people in and get them aware about what we do, what our rescue partners do. We have about a dozen rescue partners here. We have over 60 vendors. So you can come out, shop, adopt, and just have a really great day.
How many animals do you have here today?
We have about 30 dogs right now. We'll probably have up to 50. They'll kind of switch out to not stress them out so they're here all day. But hopefully they'll be adopted really quickly. We'll bring the second round in. And we have a lot of cats here today as well.
And this is a great event. Every year it gets bigger and better. It unites our community. What can people do throughout the year to help you at Animal Services accomplish your mission?
Adopt, volunteer, foster. We always need volunteers to come in, help care for the animals, provide that enrichment. We're revamping our volunteer program right now, so we have some exciting changes with that. Fostering animals that just aren't ready. These puppies right here have been in foster care since they were really little, and they've been kind of brought back to life. So, we need those caring folks in the community to come out, foster the animals, and just come in and get to know us.
How do people get in contact with you to help you in your mission?
Well, you can visit our website. It's www.mymanatee.org/pets.
Great to see you, Sarah. It looks like it's going to be a great event, and I know you're busy.
Oh, yeah.
We're back with Sarah. Sarah, we've made our way over to the cat section of the adoption event, and we happened to find a cute little kitten on the way. Tell us about the cat situation over at Animal Services.
Well, we had a bit of a snag this week. The water main broke on Manatee Avenue, which is our downtown cat facility. So now all the cats are down in our Palmetto location, and we are very overcrowded. But thankfully, we are able to bring a lot of the cats today to be adopted here. So we're hoping we go back empty-handed with all our kitties today.
So with this additional challenge that you didn't expect, what can people do to help you get these cats in their forever homes?
fostering is a great way to help us out. We get a lot of cats that come in that aren't ready for adoption, that just need a couple weeks of extra care before they can go be adopted, get spayed and neutered, and get all the other things that they need to get done before they can go and get adopted. A lot of times people start to foster and then they fall in love and then they end up adopting, which is great too. So we also need volunteers. We always need volunteers, and especially now with the influx of cats at our Palmetto location, because they're going to be everywhere. They're in our break room. I mean, they're everywhere. So we're going to need a lot of people and a lot of helping hands to help us out, clean, take care of, and just give a lot of love to the cats.
How can your facility be contacted if somebody would like to help out by fostering and hopefully becoming a foster failure?
They can visit our website, www.mymanatee.org/pets, or you can call us at 941-742-5933.
And Sarah, just to wrap it up, events like this, it's the fourth one. It's bigger and better than every other year. It just keeps exceeding itself. Why are this event important in our community?
Well, one, to get animals adopted. First and foremost, we want to go home empty-handed, but it's also about education and showing the camaraderie that we have with our partners and all the other people that really help us. This is a community event. It's a community issue with pet overpopulation, and we're going to work together as a community to solve it.
Sarah, as part of your effort to help with the overpopulation, get these great animals into forever homes, I know that adoption fees are waived.
Yep.
They're going home chipped.
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about spay and neutering, the importance, and where can that be done?
Well, all of our animals, when they're adopted from us and from our other rescue partners in the community, are spayed and neutered, microchipped, fully vaccinated, so you get a great deal. It's really important, especially for us as the only open admission shelter in Manatee County. Spay and neuter your pets. One, for the health of them, it makes them a healthier pet. You won't have as many issues with them roaming around. Animals won't be escaping, and the overpopulation crisis. I mean, less animals populating means less animals that we have to care for in our community.
Great work, Sarah.
Thank you.
We're here with Hans from Animal Services. Hans, good to see you.
Good to see you too. So nice to be here. We're so excited today.
Hans, this is incredible. It's grown so much in the last 4 years that we've been doing it. Do you remember how many animals were adopted last year?
We adopted about 70 animals, and I think we're going to probably break that record for sure this year. We continue to grow this event. We've gone from about 25 vendors last year to this year we have 60 vendors, and we have even more rescues taking part in this event. So it's really a great celebration of pet ownership, pet responsibility, and just the love that we all find from all these animals in our lives.
You've been doing a great job, Hans, and the last 4 years we've seen it just explode. And this year is absolutely no disappointment. There's a lot of volunteers here, and Animal Services has a great volunteer program. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a lot to do at a shelter to take care of these animals on a daily basis. So, just the basics of walking and feeding and cleaning, but really what volunteers provide to our pets are the heart and warmth that help these animals during a very hard moment for them. And it gets them ready to go into a home and to be in a forever home and be well adjusted. So volunteers really provide the heart behind the whole program. But today we have about 150 volunteers here today.
Wow.
Just who have been working at this event for months, and the ones that are actually here today. It's a big crowd. It requires a lot of volunteers, everything from dog handlers to people helping in the booths and the raffles and that kind of stuff. We have a lot of cats here today. So it takes a lot of people to make this happen.
And you do a great job, and you make it look so effortless.
Thank you.
How can someone volunteer at Animal Services and help you out?
So there's a couple different options. First step is to always go to our website. It's www.mymanatee.org/pets. Click on the volunteer button, and then fill out the application, and then come to one of our weekly orientations. And that way we can, get them started and get started with mentoring.
That's great, Hans. Looks like a great event. I know you're very busy. Keep up the good work, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're here with Pam with Animal Network. Animal Network has been around the community for a very long time. Pam, tell us a little bit about Animal Network.
Well, we began nearly 20 years ago as an effort to get dog parks in the county, and after that happened, everyone realized that they actually needed to have more of an effect in the county, and so they began to evolve, and now we support spay and neuter and microchipping.
You're doing a great job, Pam. This event is bigger and better than last year and the 2 prior years.
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit how people can help Animal Network.
Well, we actually have several ways that we can help Animal Network. We have a shelter diversion program that we help fund spay and neuters, and we have funding for microchips, and then we also have an education program, but we also help the shelter. And right now we have Yappy Hours every 3rd Sunday at Motorworks here in Bradenton. And what we do is we try to help different organizations raise money. August the 19th, we have a very special Yappy Hour for Grace the dog. She was hit by a car, and we're raising money for her and her friends. There are several friends at the shelter as well that need medical support, but we're raising money for that, and it would be great if everyone could come down to Motorworks for this Yappy Hour on August the 19th from 1 until 4.
Why is it important for Animal Network to be here at this event?
Oh, because we like to make sure that not only does everyone know about our services, but that we can offer services to other people and other organizations. We have an angel fund that if someone who cannot pay for their animal is injured or sick, we can send them, we can hand out and educate them on the spay and neuter process and what that means to us. And we can also give them microchips, which is very important.
It is very important for the animal welfare of this community, and how can people get in contact with you and help your organization?
We are at animalnetworkinc.com on the web, and we have all of our information there.
That's great, Pam. Have a great event. Thanks for all you
so
do
much.
for the
I
animals.
appreciate it.
We're here with our good friend Carol Whitmore. Carol Whitmore has been a very strong advocate for animals since being on the Board of County Commissioners, and I worked very closely with her in the past, and we've become very good friends. At the heart of it is our love for animals. Carol, we've seen this for 4 years, and we're just talking about how much it's grown. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you and the Board of County Commissioners.
Well, I'm shocked when I walked in the doors and saw what I just saw. This is the biggest one so far, and I'm still working on animal advocacy. I'm not going to give it up. I have been here since day one, and this is very passionate to our community, and I am going to move forward with animal-related issues. Lisa and I have been involved with elder abuse and animal abuse for years, and this is our passion, and we're not going to give it up.
No, it's very passionate to both of us, Carol. And Carol, tell the community why events like this are important to help you in your job and your advocacy.
Well, today we have about 200 dogs in our shelter, and our shelter holds 80. So we need events like this to get our dogs out. We are the shelter kind of last resort because we get the pit bulls, we get the big dogs, and there are people that will take them. We've had dogs in there for 1 or 2 years now, and that's not acceptable in our community. There's one that's been there for 2 years, and I'm working on trying to get them out now. So the only way we can get these dogs out, because they're not going to go to the Palmetto shelter until we get a new one, we have to bring them to our public and everybody meet them and realize they're fine, they're lovable, they just need a home.
Carol, we know this is 24/7, 365 days a year that you and I think about this and are very passionate. What can people do outside of today's event to help us in the efforts to help the animals of our community?
Well, there's a movement going on in the county for us to build a new shelter. And that's all I can say. I know we've located property, and we need a lot of money. We're thinking about between $6 to $10 million to do a state-of-the-art facility, and you will be hearing about that in the next year or so. So we have people that are working on it. We know of a gentleman years ago that gave $5 million to Southeast Guide Dogs as a donation, and so we know there's people out there that will support us. Our animals don't deserve to be in these little cages that you see them in today, and they're in there 24/7. Come out, and I know you can't come today, go to Palmetto Shelter, look at our website, mymanatee.org/pets. 24/7, they update it every 10 minutes, and you can do your thing.
Thanks for everything you do, Carol, and it's always good seeing you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here with Misty Servia. Misty, tell us a little bit about what brings you out to this event today.
I'm so happy to be here, and look at the people who are here. I'm here because animals matter to our citizens. We love our pets, and so I'm so happy to see all of these people here today looking for a pet to adopt and take home.
Why are events like this important, and why is it important that not only do we attend these events, but stay on top of the animal welfare in our community?
You know, it's really important that people consider adopting an animal before they go to the pet store and buy an animal. We have so many wonderful pets who are unwanted and in our shelters. So please, if you want to bring a loving pet into your home, go to Animal Services, the Humane Society, Bishop, Honor. There are so many choices.
Events like this that brings our community so close together because of our love of animals. Why do you think that is important? What message do you think it sends about our community to everyone else?
I think it says that Manatee County has a huge heart. You know, Manatee County is really a tight-knit community and has such a love for their animals. And one thing that I think is really important to remember is that when we treat our animals well, that is how we also treat our community, right? So when we control our animal population and help the unwanted animals, it also helps to make our community a better place for the people.
In other words, spay and neuter your animals.
That's right. And I want to give a shout out to Gulf Shore Animal League because they do so much in our community for spay, neuter, trap, release for cats. So please, if you want to adopt a cat, go to Gulf Shore Animal League. Thank you.
We're here with Chris, and there's a monster truck behind us. Chris, can you tell us a little bit about this massive beast we're standing in front of?
So yes, this here is one of our Monster Jam trucks with Feld Entertainment. It's 12,000 pounds of family-friendly fun.
As you can see from this adoption event, it is exploding with people, and we have a lot of animals here. Why is it important for you to be here and be involved in this event?
So with Feld Entertainment, we love supporting our local communities. So we do everything we can to stay involved and make sure everyone's happy and just kind of make sure everything's great within the community.
Since you've been here, the event has gotten bigger and bigger since the doors open. What are your observations about the event?
The event's going quite well. It opened up, people started coming in, there's waves of people, a lot of very happy adoptions happening, and it's glad to hear a lot of puppies going home, and just a very nice place to be.
Well, thanks, Chris. Later on, you're going to let me take the truck for a ride here.
If you can find the keys.
Chris, can you tell us a little bit about what it takes to make a truck like this?
So we actually start off with just raw materials, and we'll have laser cut tubing, and then it'll take roughly 4 to 6 weeks for us to build one of these trucks straight from just raw material, and we'll pick up pieces here and there from custom manufacturers.
How long does it take to make a truck from start to finish?
From start to finish, from order to truck rolling down the test track, it'll take roughly 6 to 8 weeks.
It's a long time, and I hear there's no keys, so I call shotgun. What's the top speed on this before I get in the driver's seat?
So actually, at our World Final events, that's when we have the longest straightaway. We'll get up to around 72 miles an hour in one of these trucks.
Fast enough for me. We're here with John. John, can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Absolutely. Our organization is Manatee County Search and Rescue, and what we provide is search and rescue capabilities outside of what the normal public safety sector does. Specifically, we have canines that are trained to look for lost or missing people. What I have with me right now is my canine partner, Karma. Karma is a 4-year-old German Shepherd, specifically a red sable German Shepherd, and she's also a long coat. So if you look at her, that's why her fur is a little bit different than, say, a traditional German Shepherd. What Karma is specifically trained to do is if I have an article of clothing, it could be a shirt, could be a sock, a hat, or even if you sat in a chair, I can use that to get your scent, and then I can introduce it to Karma, give her a command, and then wherever you went, she will follow your trail and find you. Because one thing that's unique is people are shedding millions of skin cells at a time. And as you walk, you're dropping those skin cells, and she's trained to find that scent and follow you to wherever you are. 98% of our calls are usually for people with some type of cognitive disabilities such as Alzheimer's, dementia, or people with autism. Another program that we offer that is unique in Manatee County is we have what's called a Project Lifesaver. And Project Lifesaver, it uses like a radio transmitter, and it's about the size of a wristwatch, and people use it on their wrist or sometimes even the ankle, and it's a radio directional finder that you can use. We have receivers that pick up that transmission, and then we find the person using that in conjunction with a canine. So we'll deploy both. We'll deploy a dog, and if the person has Project Lifesaver, we'll use that. And it's kind of like a little game to see who gets there first.
Like the little game that maybe Karma's playing, moving away from the camera. Karma is absolutely beautiful. What you do is an incredibly great service. What type of training goes into Karma to get her up to speed and up to snuff on how to find great service, especially Alzheimer's and seniors?
What it takes, you're using the dog's natural ability. It's hunt drive. Everybody notices when they walk their dog at a dog park, it has its nose to the ground and it's sniffing and smelling other dogs. It may smell, possums or raccoons or things of that nature. So what you're doing is you're tapping into that natural instinct, and then you're teaching the dog how to do it on command. So that probably takes, like Karma picked that up in about an hour or so. It probably takes about a year for the dog to fully understand the game that you're trying to play. But the hardest part is actually teaching the canine handler to interpret what the dog is telling you, and what we refer to in the canine world as change of behavior. Karma's change of behaviors are very, very subtle. What I've had to learn is what that is and what it tells me. For her, it's her tail. When her tail is straight up, like in the 12 o'clock position, she is definitely 100% on that track of that person. And it graduates as the tail starts to go down. Once that tail drops below parallel with the ground, then I know that she's lost it. So what I do is monitoring her tail, kind of using it as a meter as we're going and progressing, whether we're in the woods or in an urban or suburban environment. I'm looking for obstacles such as a park bench, a trash can, a tree. And when that tail drops, where I saw that where the tail was up, I go back to where that was and recast her. And then chances are where she sometimes loses the scent is because somebody made an abrupt turn.
The handlers in your organization, are they strictly volunteers?
Yes, Manatee County Search and Rescue is a 501(c)(3). We're a nonprofit. We're 100% volunteer. We receive no tax dollars whatsoever. We run solely off of donations and fundraising. If somebody is interested in wanting to be a volunteer, they don't necessarily have to be a canine handler. That's just one component of what we do. They can visit our website. It's manateecountysar.org. And if they look at the top banner on the website, there's a little link to click on to be a volunteer. We're always looking for new and interesting talent to bring to our team. Our team is very diverse as far as skill sets. Even if you feel you don't have anything to offer, you may be a clerical person that you can help assist with maintaining records or help doing fundraising. You don't necessarily actually have to be out there actively looking for a person. The nice thing about our organization is that somebody has a niche somewhere that they can find and feel like they're contributing and giving back to the community.
And you're giving quite a bit to the community. How long does it take for a handler to become trained? Because it sounds like from what the dog knows is that the handler needs most of the training.
Just like any type of canine skill, I guess you could say, it's most of the time it's really, even like take a general household pet, it's really the human that needs to be trained and not so much the animal. For a handler, it's always ongoing. There's always things that I learn each and every time. Karma and I practice at least twice a week. There's always something new to learn. But I would say to be a cohesive team and to be effective, it's 6 months to a year of constant dedication of going out and honing your craft. But it's a labor of love. It's not like something that's a laborious task that you hate, like normally everybody else in their every day-to-day job, right? You're like, oh, I gotta get up and go to work. It's something that's fun. Although it seems like lots of our calls are usually after midnight. So sometimes when the pager goes off and you're like, oh, I gotta get out of bed, but then you realize what you're being called to do and that a life hangs in the balance, and then you're like, okay, it's time to go to work, and you get over it and you're like, all right, I'm gonna be without some sleep, but you know what, it's all for a worthwhile cause.
You're absolutely right. The event here today is bigger than I've ever seen it. Why is it important for your organization to be at this event?
Well, Adopt-A-Palooza, it's very, very important for the community to give a homeless dog a home. For Karma, she was a rescue. I got her from Tampa Bay German Shepherd Rescue. So, and most of our dogs on our team are rescue dogs. Our primary canine teams that we have, there's about 5 dogs that are our frontline dogs, and they're all rescues. Whether they were rescued from a shelter or rescued from a law enforcement agency because the dog wasn't able to quite make the grade as a law enforcement officer, but still was able to serve a purpose to the community. So we just want to help give back to the community and say, hey, give a shelter dog a chance. Don't go out and buy a dog from a breeder, and also gives us an opportunity to tell them a little bit about who we are and what we do.
In addition to your website, how else can someone get in contact with you, especially if they need your services?
On our website, it has our number, but primarily if you have a missing loved one and you dial 911 and law enforcement will respond, we work with all the law enforcement agencies in Manatee County, so they will inherently call us. So you can go to the website, there is a phone number on there that you can dial, but the easiest way is call 911, have law enforcement respond. You give them as much information. We work in conjunction with them. They will call us if they feel it's applicable. And then usually we have a canine team on scene, usually in 30 minutes or less.
That's great, Chris. It's the service you're providing in Manatee County is extremely crucial. Thank you for it, and thank you for participating in this event.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. We really appreciate it. You folks have a wonderful day.
We're here with Rick Yoakum with the Humane Society of Manatee County. Rick, tell us what's been going on over at the Humane Society since last time we spoke.
So many things are going on. So we're still in the middle of our expansion of clinic services. We now have our third staff veterinarian on staff.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're very excited. And we're reaching out to so many more people in our community who are looking for high quality, low cost veterinary care for their animals. And it's been the response has been amazing in the community. And our shelter, we're still adopting animals every week. This year we're going to come close again to 1,000 adoptions of dogs and cats. It's been great, and we're so excited to be at Adopt-A-Palooza this year again. Great crowd, and we've adopted 4 animals so far and looking to have a great day. So
it is going to be a great day. It's extremely busy here. Can you tell us a little bit about what are the services that you provide over at the Humane Society?
Absolutely, be happy to. So we have a full-service veterinary clinic. We have our wellness director, Dr. Lindsay, where this year we plan on seeing about 6,000 animals in our wellness portion of our clinic, in addition to the 6,000 spay-neuter surgeries on our surgical side. So we also offer x-rays, dentals, basic exams, diagnostic exams, blood work, heartworm testing and heartworm treatment. Heartworm in Southwest Florida is a huge issue, a huge problem, and we're reaching out to as many people as we can to let them know it's important you have your animal tested twice a year, your dog, and we're trying to put a dent in the heartworm issue here in Southwest Florida, and so far we're doing it.
You've always done a great job, whatever your goal is, whatever your mission is at the Humane Society, and we always applaud you for that. If somebody wants to get in contact with you, bring their animal to you, how do they reach the Humane Society?
So you can reach us on our main number, which is 941-747-8808. That's 747-8808. And I always learn to repeat the phone number twice from Charles. He's always told me that right when we first met, so that's why I did that. Or our website, humanemanatee.org. It's that easy, and we do have a call center, and we handle a lot of calls that don't even pertain to us to give people direction on where they should go. And one of the great things I will tell you over the past couple of years, the collaboration amongst the animal welfare agencies and organizations in Manatee and Sarasota County have never been higher. It's a great place to be an animal, and it's a great place to be with an organization helping those animals and their people.
Rick, you mentioned spay and neutering, an adoption event. The purpose of it is, of course, to get animals into their forever homes, and we always are struggling 24/7 with the overpopulation. Can you tell us why it is so important to spay and neuter your animal?
Absolutely. I mean, other than the reduction of homeless animals and overcrowded shelters, it's also it's beneficial to the health of the animal to have them spayed or neutered. It eliminates things like uterine cancer in a female dog or female cat, and there are no downsides to it. There's a lot of myths that people think your dog will get fat and lazy. If you don't walk your dog will get fat and lazy. It has nothing to do with spaying and neutering your animal. So the health benefits are great. It reduces the homeless population, and it's the right thing to do in the community is to spay and neuter your animal.
If somebody would like to get involved with your great organization, is there opportunities for volunteer fostering, things like that? And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Volunteers and a lot of people a lot of people have heard this, are the absolute backbone of animal welfare agencies. They're the people that provide care every day for our animals. And we have opportunities not just for volunteers to work with our animals, our dogs and the cats, but we also have volunteers in our veterinary clinic that help take care of the animals in our veterinary clinic at the same time. There's air-conditioned offices that you can work in if you don't like the heat. We also have a ton of foster opportunities as well. During kitten season, without our fosters, we wouldn't be able to help as many animals as we help. And the same thing, you can go on our website, humanemanatee.org, and you can apply right on our website. We provide training for all of our volunteers. If you are a foster, we also supply all of the medical needs, the food, and anything you need to help take care of that animal. You will have that supplied to you.
It's a great service that you provide in so many different ways, Rick. Events like this, when we look around, so many people, and it gets bigger and bigger every year. What message would you like to tell the community about what we're doing here today?
Well, this is a great example of what I talked about earlier with collaboration, that all of these different groups work together to benefit the animals. Every group does something different for the animals. Every group does something really well for the animals. And by working together, we're able to provide that 360-degree care for animals in this community. So it really is an amazing animal community to live in and work in.
Thanks for everything you do, Rick. It's always been a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you very much.
We're here with our good friends with Bishop Animal Services. Tell us who you brought here today.
This is Dixie. She's 3 years old. She's a mixed breed. She loves the water. She loves playing with other dogs and very treat motivated.
Yeah, she's been taking a lot of treats from me so far. Tell us a little bit about the mission over at Bishop.
Just to find animals homes, educate the public on spaying and neutering and microchipping and the importance of that. And animal care and enrichment, making their lives better while they're with us.
Animal events are great like this. It brings a lot of us in the community together for one purpose that bonds us, which is our love for animals. Yep. Yeah. Tell us why spay and neutering is so important.
Just because of our overpopulation problems and things like that. We want to make sure that the animals we have now can find homes, and there's enough homes for all of them.
At this event today, you see how busy it is. Every year it gets bigger and bigger and more populated. If somebody wants to volunteer over at Bishop Animal Services and help you out, how would they do that?
We actually don't have a volunteer program right now. We're all full-time paid staff, but we're always looking for people to bring in and join our team.
Somebody wants to contact Bishop and help you guys out, how would they do that?
You can call Bishop Animal Shelter or go to bishopanimalshelter.org. That'll pull up all the information, our specials, and who to contact for paperwork and everything.
Thanks for everything you do in the community, and good luck to Daisy. We're here with Nancy with Canine Castaways, another one of the many rescue groups here at the 4th Annual Adopt-A-Palooza. Nancy, tell us a little bit about your organization's mission statement.
Well, I have been a dog rescue, a private dog rescue, 501c3, for almost 15 years now. We're based in Arcadia, Florida. We have foster homes. We have a network of foster homes that go from Bradenton down to Naples, as well as some inland areas as well. And what our mission is to save as many dogs as possible, and we specifically keep our dogs that we get in our region. We don't go too far out of our surrounding counties. We deal with DeSoto, Hardee, Manatee, Sarasota, and Lee counties and Charlotte counties. We stay right in our area. There's a lot of dogs that need help, and we take injured dogs that have medical issues, get them back to health, and find them good homes.
If somebody wants to help Canine Castaways obtain your goals and your mission, how could they get in contact with you, and what can they do?
Well, you can go on our website. We have a lot of information and our contact information on caninecastaways.org. And we also are at events, 3 events a month, and you can come and join us. We're at Bradenton PetSmart or Petco on the second Saturday of the month. We're at Port Charlotte Petco on the third Saturday, and we are at PetSmart in Sarasota on the fourth Saturday every month. So you can come out, meet some dogs, meet us, and we can talk about what you'd like to do.
Events like this are great. It's annual, so it only happens one time a year, and you and I know that it's a around the year effort that we put in to promote and help the animals in our community. What is the importance of this event and the participation of rescue groups like yourself in it?
Well, it gets people, I mean, with the internet now that's available to us, rescue groups can work together and participate in events like this and spread the word to get more people to realize that you need to help the dogs that find themselves in dire situations in animal controls and animal services around our areas, as well as strays or dogs that are dumped by uncaring people.
Spay and neutering is critical to controlling the overpopulation that we face every single day. Can you tell us what is your message to the community regarding spay and neutering?
We always, well, all of our dogs, of course, when we adopt them, are spayed and neutered. They're microchipped and on flea and heartworm preventative, which is another important thing, the heartworm preventative. But to get the animal population under control, we really need to address the spay-neuter problem. We get grants on occasion that help us give low-cost spay-neuters to people in the community that we serve. ARC has been a great help coming into DeSoto County from Sarasota to help us with that as well. And that is the only way we're going to cut down on the unwanted animals in the area.
Thanks for everything you do, Nancy.
Oh, thank you.
We're here with one of the many volunteers that has helped make this event very successful and all the hard work that has gone into it before the event. Terry, tell us what made you volunteer for this event.
Well, it was such a good organization, and I thought, let me just put my time in and help out. I have rescue dogs and cats, so, just help everybody find a good home.
You were, as being a volunteer, you helped put this together. What we're seeing, it looks like it was very effortlessly. Can you give us a little insight into what efforts went into making this such a success?
Okay, so I've been in mostly today. So we did a lot of setup this morning. Rebecca St. Jean, which is over at the raffle table, she is big on this. She got all the gifts. She does all of the planning. They've doubled their vendors for this year, so she really gets a lot of the credit with a lot of her group.
And I heard you're out looking for a dog. How many are you going to take home today?
I would love to take all of them. I have 2 rescues and a rescue cat, and I don't think my husband's going to let me in the door if I come home with any more.
Okay, so you're going to think about it for a little while. In the meantime, Let's go take a look and find you a dog.
Okay.
We're here with Chief Bevin. Chief, what brings you out today?
This is a great opportunity to get out with members of our greater Bradenton community. I'm also out here handing out some Bradenton Baseball Buddy vouchers. Each one of these vouchers is good for 4 regular season tickets to any Tampa Bay Rays game and a Slurpee. We've got some great acts of volunteerism going on here by members of the community, and it's supporting such a worthwhile cause, which is our animals. We've got a booth here. As you know, the Bradenton Police Department is one of the first agencies in the area to actually assign a full-time detective to look into and seek out those people who are out there hurting our animals, which are so very important to us. So I'm out here in support of that on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, and just to make sure there's not a dog out here that needs to be adopted by me. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to go home without one. I've got enough already.
And Chief, you already touched on it, and it's always been a pleasure to work with you since you first started and became Chief of Police. What is the importance of these events as it relates to the police department and law enforcement?
We have a booth here. We're handing out literature. We're handing out some free potato chips to get everybody over there. And I think it's important to draw attention to animal abuse in our area. It's tragic when you get these cases. I think it's critical for people here adopting animals to understand what goes into the adoption of an animal. It's not just a great thing for the week, for the month, but 15 years later, it's part of your family. So we want to make sure that dog owners take adoption seriously, and we're really just supporting the greater good of an event like this.
Chief, if someone suspects animal abuse, cruelty, or neglect, what do you suggest they do?
Well, if it's in the city of Bradenton, you call us. If you feel it's an emergency situation, call 911. If you feel that it can wait till somebody can get out and talk to you, call the non-emergency number. And we take it seriously, and we're there. We work closely with our state attorney's office and some of the Humane Society to retrieve the pet, offer it services, help, and then we go after prosecuting the people who were responsible for that. And we've successfully put some folks in jail for that. So,
and Chief, you made a pledge early on when you first started that you would aggressively investigate animal cruelty cases, and you've exceeded all of our expectations. Thank you very much for everything you've done for the animal welfare community, and good seeing you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
We're here with Cheryl from Nate's Honor Rescue. Nate's is known for their cottages. Cheryl, tell us a little bit about your facility.
We can house about 45 to 50 adoptable dogs at any one time. Other dogs are in quarantine until they're ready for adoption. Everybody is spayed or neutered, microchipped, and up to date on their vaccines. We also have cats available for adoption.
Nate's is a great asset to our community, to animal welfare. What's in the future for Nate's? I'm hearing some talk that you may be expanding.
We are expanding the 8-acre facility we're already at. Groundbreaking is supposed to start near the end of the year, and it will house many more dogs that we can rescue.
In the new facility, what will be some of the services that you'll be providing in addition to what you provide now, if you know?
I am not aware of all of the services. However, we are scheduled to have a groomer on staff, and we will be able to have a small restaurant or some kind of facility where you can observe the cats as they're playing.
Cheryl, Nate's has an incredibly great volunteer program. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And if somebody would like to volunteer, how would they do that?
To volunteer, you go on our website and you can sign up on there, and then they will have an orientation period you go through, and then you can choose what you really want to do. There is fostering, there is adoption counseling, there is dog walking. There's many things you can do. You can just come in and cuddle with the cats if you choose, or the dogs.
Events like this is the 4th annual Adopt-A-Palooza, and every year it gets bigger and bigger, and this one is, as expected, very big and very popular. Why is it important for Nate's to be at this event?
I think it's exposure. I think people need to know that there's a lot of dogs out there that need to find homes, and get them into a nice life, and their cats as well.
What is the web address and contact information for Nate's?
Web address is honoranimalrescue.org. And if you need to email for information, it's info@honoranimalrescue.org.
We're here with school board member John Colon. John, you've come out to this event. It gets bigger and bigger every year, and what unites us at these events is the love for our animals. What brings you out today?
Well, to be honest with you, this is not my first time at this event. I've been coming to these events whenever they have them. I myself have a Boston Terrier rescue, and I think these are great community events. They're great opportunities for parents to adopt rescue dogs for their children, because after all, dogs are kids' best friends.
Speaking of dogs being kids' best friends, there are a lot of children out here and a lot of animals that need home. You're a school board member. Tell us a little bit about how you think that's connected.
Well, I think that, when you come home every day from school, sometimes kids are stressed. They've got a dog, a pet to come home to. The dog is always waiting at the door. That's an incentive. That really breeds companionship. I know when I come home from work, my dog is always waiting for me, and I love it. Because even when my wife's not speaking to me, my dog is available, he's there for me. And it's unconditional love. And it really helps kids adapt to the stresses of everyday life.
John, this event happens once a year. It gets bigger and bigger, as you know. You've been out here several times, all 4 times, as I recall. What message would you like to give to the community about why events like this are important and why we should keep focusing on animal welfare in Manatee County?
Animal welfare is exceptionally important. There's nothing worse than seeing an abused animal or a pet that has no home. They're like kids without a home. They're little spirits. We want to keep them in our thoughts, our prayers. We want to make sure that we provide them with a home. I think that to adopt one from here is the best thing you can do. I don't recommend puppy mills. I don't even recommend pet stores for buying dogs. There are plenty of dogs, cats, animals that need a loving home from children and adults as well. So come on out, come to Adopt-A-Palooza, and make sure that you adopt a pet that will love you as much as you love it.
John, thanks for everything you do for our school, our children, our animals, and our community.
Thanks to you for being behind this event every year, Lisa. You know, if we didn't have people like you to bring these events out, they wouldn't happen. And I have to give a shout out to Charles Clapsaddle. He's always there interviewing us. He's always there for the community. He is my number one guy. Well, attorneys object a lot, but this is one objection that won't be sustained.
Lisa and I are back again at the Manatee County Pet Palooza. I think it's bigger and better this year. What do you think?
Yes.
I was here last year, no question. This is bigger and better. Y'all need to get down here, bathe the dogs you have. I already bathed my pig this morning, first thing this morning. So y'all need to get down here. If you don't need another animal, there's plenty of supplies. There's all kind of raffles going on, auctions going on. This is the place to be. So you come on down here with me and Lisa and get it on. Let's go.
Priscilla, why is this so important in our community?
Well, our community has proven that we consider animals very important. So this is the way that you can show that the policies that we have is what y'all want.
Thanks for everything you do, Commissioner.
You got it.
We're here with our friends John and Scott of the Manatee County School Board. Scott, this event is huge. It's much bigger than it was last year, and it shows just how much our community loves its domestic animals. Tell me what brings you out here today.
It's wonderful. Well, my wife Rhonda and I have 3 rescue cats, a calico, a Turkish van that was in an abandoned home, and we're not sure what Scrappers is, but he was brought back to health, and we have a rescue African gray parrot that was in an abandoned home that needed a place. And so it's important for the community to come out. These animals all need homes, and it's important for our students to come. If you look at some of what the Bible tells us about compassion and sensitivity for animals, if we learn compassion and sensitivity for these animals, that is going to transcend to compassion and sensitivity for our fellow friends. And so it's a great opportunity. In fact, I saw a program at one of the other rescue organizations where they bring the children in to read to the animals that are up for adoption. And what a great way to engage students and animals in need of love and a home than to actually read to them. And that's exciting.
Now, Scott, there's a lot of children around here, a lot of kids at this event, and you have done strides and great things as a school board member for children. And you've already touched on it, but what is the message that you like to send out to parents regarding pets and animals?
Well, I tell you, I'm in the nursing home business, and one of the most loved activity is when we have organizations that bring pets into the nursing homes for those residents. And I think, as I mentioned, and you know what? We have children that don't have parents at home with them for a majority of the day. And this is an opportunity to learn responsibility, learn what it's like to love and be loved. And there's a reason why all these animals are here and are available to share a child's life.
Thanks, Scott. John, this place is super crowded. What do you think brings so many people out, and why does it gain so much popularity year after year?
Because people in Manatee County in particular are very compassionate. We love our animals. we love our companions. And it's always good to adopt one whenever possible, rather than go in a pet store and buy one. I'm not against pet stores. They sell great animal feed and things like that. But what I think is there are a lot of animals without homes, and to me they're like children without homes, and they need to be placed. They need somebody to love them. They need somebody to be there for them, to take care of them. And I think that's important. And our children need to have pets in their lives. It gives a child focus. It gives a child purpose and consistency. You know, our students need to come home and see a pet and see someone waiting for them at the door every day. There's no better feeling to a child than to know that they have someone who's depending on them.
And school board members. Mr. Cologne, before he came down here, I called him, and he was taking his dog for a walk, getting into shape. And that's who he's got greeting him when he gets home after a long, stressful day of overseeing our school district. I need a dog, too. I was going to say cats, dogs, and parrots. It's funny, the cats get along fine with the parrots because they learn parrots bite.
You know, what's interesting is Scott has cats and a parrot. I have a dog, and I have a rescue dog, a Boston Terrier, whom I love very much. His name is Harry, and Harry is always there for me, follows me around the house, and makes my wife constantly complain that he's your dog, but yet she feeds him. So you figure out whose dog it is.
We're very fortunate to have both of you as our leaders in looking out for our children and animals. Thank you both for everything you do in our community.
For all you do.
And thank you to the people of Manatee County for coming out once again and making this a great event. This is not my first time here. It's Scott's first time, but that's because he's now here permanently, full time. And I think that's a great thing. And I think everybody needs to come out today and support this great event.
We're with Karen Hodge, who played an intricate role in putting together this amazing event. Karen, tell us a little bit about the efforts that go behind putting something like this together.
Really? How long do you have? There's a lot of details, a lot of logistics, but you know, when it all comes together like this, it makes it all worth it. And we're just so grateful for the community support, our awesome volunteers, the wonderful vendors that are here, for our press that are covering the event and have covered the event. Everything's really coming together, and it's great to see all the rescues in the community and the different shelters all under one roof, because it is a community effort. And so it's really wonderful when the community comes together for a great event like this to help us find forever homes for these wonderful animals.
You know, Karen, I know it's very rewarding for you, and it's also for me to look around and see just how much this has grown and become so popular in 4 years. Why is this so important, and why do you think this community is so involved and interested in animal welfare?
Great question. I think that a community can be judged on how it takes care of its animals, and this community is really wonderful at that. It can always be better, and that's what we really pull together to try to make it better. And the more people are educated about what resources there are for their animals, as in addition to what really is good pet ownership responsibility, I think that'll make the community even better and take care of their animals. But this has grown. It's amazing. We had 300, I think, people outside the front door at opening, and to see that really warms our hearts, and we're really grateful for people looking to this event as a resource, and everything's under one roof, so that's really cool. Yeah, so we're really happy.
Karen, what are some of the resources out there, and how do people find them other than the event that we have today?
Well, in addition to Manatee County Animal Services, which is your county shelter under the government, we also have several other shelters. We work together. We all work together. They pull animals from the county shelter to get into their shelter to have the supply of animals and the kinds of animals that people are looking for. But those are the resources. Go to your county shelter. Adopt. Don't shop. Don't go online to swap shops or Craigslist to look for people that are breeding dogs. There are some reputable breeders, but more times than not, they're really just breeding dogs to make money off of these dogs. And really, we want people to look to rescues, shelters, and those kinds of resources to adopt their animals. In addition to that, there's great resources for pet management. Spay and neuter is key. That's how we're going to control the pet population in the world. And also getting your pet chipped. So it gets out, for some reason, it's going to get a free ride home from Manatee County if they pick it up, which is nice. And a chip's going to help us reunite you with your pet. So that's really key, and it's such a low cost. It's like $30 a year, and really saves you a lot of stress. And then in addition to that, getting your pets vaccinated. Get them on heartworm preventative if they aren't already, because if they're a stray in Manatee County or even a own dog, they're going to get heartworm because it's transferred by mosquitoes, and we all know how many mosquitoes there are in Manatee County. There's a lot. So all those services are available through the shelters, through your vet, and also getting your pet registered in Manatee County through the licensing tag.
There was a lot of volunteers, including yourself, that put this event together. And I expect next year is going to be even better than this year. What can someone do to get involved throughout the year, including next year's event?
Awesome. Yeah, you had some good questions. I love it. I love the opportunity to talk about our volunteers, because any event, that is the lifeblood of any event. That's the key to it. We could not do this without our wonderful volunteers. We had, just on our side of the event, which is really the non-dog animal handling side, we had almost 80 volunteers. And then MCAS had about 30 or 40. So, people just really responded to our call out for volunteers. And we actually were trying to find things for volunteers to do this morning because we had so many volunteers. So we really appreciate that. If they want to get involved in other ways, they can help out at other Friends of Manatee County Animal Services events throughout the year. We've got Yappy Hour coming up at Motorworks on August 19th. We're doing a special fundraiser for Grace, a dog that was hit by a car and had some major medical complications. And years ago, that dog would have been put to sleep. But we're saving those dogs now and saving those cats and helping them live a full life with their forever family. But get involved. Go on FOMCAS.org. They can sign up there, or just go to your local shelter and become a volunteer. If you want to volunteer for Manatee County Animal Services, you can go to mymanatee.org/pets, and they have volunteer orientations, and you can go be a dog walker, a cat cuddler. You can help do some other things there. But yeah, get involved. Volunteering, you're going to get back more than you give. I guarantee it.
Congratulations, Karen. It's an incredibly successful event. Thank you for everything you do all year long.
Thank you so much, and thanks for METV for covering it.
We're here with Detective Moyet of the Bradenton Police Department. Detective Moyet is one of the dedicated detectives at the Bradenton Police Department that looks into animal cruelty, abuse, and neglect. Detective, how's it going at the Bradenton Police Department?
Amazing. This is a great event every year.
We were here last year. This one has proven to be much bigger, much larger. What do you think? Why do you think that is?
Absolutely. I think it was a lot bigger than last year, a lot more people, and probably because they have expanded the way that they are promoting the event, and people are responding.
The Bradenton Police Department and law enforcement in Manatee County has been instrumental in preventing and investigating animal abuse cases for quite a while. What type of training have you gone through, specialized in the area?
Investigations of criminal and animal abuse, several actually. We have gone to Arizona, we've gone to other states to get certified through the University of Missouri, and it's been an amazing experience. Great training.
And it's always been important to educate the public about what to watch for and what to do if they suspect animal abuse or cruelty. Can you tell us should someone do if they suspect animal abuse or cruelty?
If anybody suspects of animal cruelty, definitely, it doesn't matter how small you think it is, please give us a call. Bradenton Police Department is always willing to take any calls for service to even check on the animals. So it's definitely important to call your local law enforcement.
Detective, thank you for everything we do. Keep up the good work. Be safe out there.
Thank you.